All right. Everybody ready?
Are you superstitious?
Just a little. All right, good to see everybody. Whatever percentage of Wednesday we're through, we've had a great version of that percentage. And take the field here in about an hour or so and go get after it, man. So guys are in good spirits, had a great walkthrough, ready to rock and roll, and put a great week of prep ahead of us, so we're excited.
Do you have an update on Geno Smith and kind of where he is this morning?
Yeah, so, Geno feels good. Did a walkthrough today. We'll see how many reps. We got a plan for practice. We'll see how it kind of alters as practice starts to declare, but he'll be out there for a significant capacity today. We'll see how many reps he takes.
How about Ken Walker?
Ken, same plan. Same plan with Ken.
And Olu?
Ken, let me walk back that a little bit. We're optimistic. We'll see about how many reps today, but did walk through. Probably ramp it up a little more tomorrow. Sorry. And Olu, might not see him today in full capacity, but should be out there tomorrow rocking and rolling.
Lots of folks talk about offensive coaches scheming open receivers. You and Brian Flores are two of the best at scheming open unblocked rushers. What goes into getting a rusher unblocked?
Well, the easiest way is bring more than they can block. That's the easiest one. But the magic is probably when you're, trying to get the most bang for your buck in terms of rushes. Sometimes that comes with max blitz. Sometimes it comes with simulated game. I think you got to be able to do everything. Otherwise, they pin you for something, and then offenses are too good with too good of plans, and they make you pay for that. So, Flo does a great job with how he organizes everything and how he builds it, and how his players handle it on the field is as good as anybody.
The Vikings look like they do a pretty good job of playing on the other side. Defense does a good job of playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage, especially with running backs. What is it that's allowed them to be that aggressive against the run?
Well, I mean, they have really good players, really good scheme. They're well coached. They have flexibility within their players too, where they can change up looks on you with the same people on the field. So that's something you have to account for in different personnel groups. So I think it's probably a compliment to their whole team that they utilize their personnel well and put those guys in positions to play good football.
When you're scouting an opposing offense, what are characteristics that lead you to respect and think this is a pretty good offense and a well-coached offense?
I think you're always marrying what you see on tape with numbers and stats and things like that. So as you're getting prepped into it, but if they have answers, if the quarterback plays fast, you feel like they accentuate what their players do well. That's normally a staple of a pretty solid operation.
Sam Darnold seems to fit really well into this system, but what else have you seen in the skill set and what he's done this year?
Well, I've only gone against Sam since in backup duty where he hasn't been the main starter. He just feels like he's playing really, really decisive, really confident. You can see all the talent coming to life. So I think he's doing a heck of a job. I mean, their offense is playing at a high level, and the arm talent is there. Being able to hit all the throws in all the areas of the field seems like he can get it there pretty seamlessly, and it's on time. And then, one thing about his game that we respect is just the ability to extend the play. So that's something we're going to have to account for as well.
Mike, what do you need to see from your defense to win the early downs? Because obviously that's key in a game like this.
Well, you need to marry the run and the pass and be able to stop the actions and having people attached to people 20, 30 yards down the field, but also handle checkdowns in the play action game. And then, if you're going to live in one structure, how do you stop the run, and how you kind of build the plan? So that's a lot what's going on today. Guys had a great first start of it, but we're walking through, so let's go do it full speed and evaluate it and chip away at it for the rest of the week.
You mentioned the other day Jalen Sundell's kind of played everywhere for you guys. With him going into the center in game like that, how much does that help him when he's got to kind of communicate with everybody, do all the stuff that he needs?
Yeah, I think it's kind of like it's a great point. Just kind of having a perspective from all areas of what needs to happen. I think that probably helped expedite his learning curve. But it's a great point.
It looked like there were a few plays where not everybody fired off the ball at the snap. Was there some communication issues going on?
Talking about defensively or offensively?
Offensively, after Sendell came in.
There was one play where we mis-ID'd it, which was early, and then from then on, I thought they played clean. We just needed to execute a little bit better.
It can be hard to challenge with Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson to you on Sunday.
That's a good question. We're working on those answers right now. Both. I mean, the whole receiving core, tight ends, back. I mean, it's the whole is greater than the sum of the parts type of thing on how it all works together. But those guys, they play all the positions, so you got to account for them in all the spots. Probably the most diverse route tree that we're going to get from a duo yet this year, and they deserve a lot of credit for that because that's not easy to learn all the spots, learn all the routes, and then having the timing with the quarterback so you can still play on time. So easier said than done. Yeah, just two really dynamic players that we're going to have to account for. You can't double everybody all the time, so we're going to have singles, and our guys will be matched up, and let's go to work.
It can obviously be hard to judge interior defensive linemen based on statistics at times. I'm just wondering, Byron Murphy, how would you kind of evaluate his season to this point and the development and what the next step might be for him?
I think Murph's playing really good football right now. I think we're narrowing down kind of where his sweet spot is in terms of what we're asking him to do on a week-to-week basis. But this guy prepares really hard, not like a rookie. He's kind of like a vet. He's been doing that since he walked in the door, and he's playing really physical, decisive. Take the next, but to take this game to the next level, would like to get him some more pass rush opportunities. It's easier said than done because those are going to come from guys that are also playing well too. So when those things come, take advantage of them, just like he is. But I think he's pushing the pocket really well. Maybe a couple more clean wins when he has the two-way go on guys. But he'll get there. I mean, those are on tape. It's just a matter of getting more reps.
What's unique about Flores is how he attacks offenses, how he uses them.
Well, you kind of think it's just I think their roster is designed where guys can do multiple things, getting out of different fronts and structures without having to declare their personnel, so that helps. The stats and like the pressures and the zeros, that's evolved, and it kind of it's for week to week type deal, but you kind of know what they can get to at any given point, and not afraid to come after you at any given point in the game, which is not as common as you might think.
Mike, what have you learned about Jaron Hall in the time that he's been here, just working as your third quarterback?
I love the guy. We're always sitting back there with, during practice and hearing what he sees and scout team, like the things that we're working out throughout each week, how he sees it, and he does a pretty good job of kind of diagnosing what's sound in our game plan and what makes it hard on offenses. And then this guy's just really smart. And then we'd get some reps with the backups like later on in practice. He's a great competitor and does a great job when he's given the opportunity with the guys out there.
With his time in Minnesota, can you clue in with anything for him this week going against those guys from last year?
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk a little bit just about it, but I mean, this is a version, this is what they've taken through their coach's history, of their staff's history, and they've built it, into their Vikings offense, and they've done a great job at doing that. Numbers back it up, tape backs it up, so I think that stuff gets kind of overrated a little bit. So yeah, of course you're going to pick his brain on a few things, but nothing that like totally counters what you're seeing on tape.
I feel like we're asking about Ernest Jones every week pretty much because he's playing so well. Just obviously you could evaluate the tape and see what kind of player you're getting before the trade, but what have you learned about him, just whether it's a person or a leader since he's been here?
Well, we both got babies at home that are giving us a great time. Yeah, he's like 5 months ahead of me, so I'm like, this is all previews for what's coming down the road. But I don't know, how do you not love the guy? Just anytime you're bringing someone to your team, you're looking forward to building a relationship with him. But he doesn't mind me talking in his helmet a lot, so that's nice. I can't control myself on that, but yeah, I just love the person, love the competitor, tough as crap, loves ball. I mean, how do you not love guys like that?
Are you ever surprised, like, when you talk to him and see how he carries himself, that he's still only 24, 25 years old?
Every time, yeah. Mind blown.
On Monday, you had mentioned wanting more clarity on how to where those underthrown deep balls end up being DPIs? Have you since gotten any clarity on that?
Yeah, we got. It's what we thought. I mean, it's just like they're penalties in the moment. They're just tough plays to defend. So it's something we have to practice and keep working. But yeah, those are tough situations.
Mike, it's been about a month that Tyrese is, since he stepped into the starting line playing next to Ernest. What have you thought of his sort of evolution during that month, and what do you hope he takes away from this last Sunday, which might have been a little bit of a tougher game for him?
Well, I think it's reflective of our rest of our football team. Just keep growing, man. Keep plugging away. Keep battling every day. Keep figuring out new stuff to grow and get better from. Find new stuff to screw up, you know. But he's doing a great job preparing. We got a lot of faith in him. But this is just the beginning for Tyrese Knight. So, I mean, there's things in his game that he knows that we want to work on from play to play, and I know we got. I mean, he's gonna get those things fixed and grow from it. But yeah, it's been quite a journey for him since he walked in the door. From when we couldn't find him when we were drafting him, that was crazy. Literally went from couldn't find the guy to now he's starting linebacker for us. Pretty cool.
He said Ernest doesn't mind you being in his ear a lot. Have you ever had a linebacker tell you they do mind?
A couple guys with a green dot, just like, dude, just give me the call and shut up. So, you know.
Positions on defense that, big picture wise, you might weight a little bit more about assignment correctness and consistency of play over athleticism, and other positions where athleticism is, you know, absolutely required, like elite athleticism is the most important.
That was a doozy. Not sure what the question was, honestly. What positions require football savvy?
There's some elite athletes that aren't always as consistent with their play down in, down out. There's others that might be a little bit more limited athletically, but you really know what you're going to get every single play. Are there positions where one's more important than the other?
Well, I mean, there's always a size athleticism criteria that you want to meet, and then there's always exceptions. Now, if you have you can't have a team full of exceptions on some of that front end criteria. Otherwise, you kind of go in the wrong direction. But yeah, but then part of like the makeup and the person and the football player, that's going to be the driving force on who we want on our team at all times. I wouldn't say it's position specific. I mean, I probably weights more than others. And if you brought up like a specific position, we could talk it through probably better. But that's really the mentality.
In any given game, how many adjustments could possibly be made in-game? Like we talk about in-game adjustments or halftime adjustments.
Yeah.
How much could actually change?
Well, you're always evaluating what you're doing and how you're moving forward. Whether it's something from how you're calling it to techniques you're asking, personnel. There's a lot going on. So I'd say the short answer is a lot can change because there's so many variables that are happening at any given point. But in the same breath, it's also a little overrated. There's only so many things that you can change within each kind of area. So that's just my experience. You know, I think if you're doing wholesale changes throughout a game, that's probably not good business. You always want to keep it within the scope of what you guys do well and what you feel like your guys play the best.
What are the coaching points you're talking with Riq Woolen about?
I think this is just it's a play-to-play mentality, and when he's locked in, I think he's as good as it gets. And then when he's not as locked in, then that's when some technique errors show up. But it has nothing to do with his ability. It's all about just the approach pre-snap.
How do you emphasize locking in at this time of the year?
Well, we've been doing it with him and the rest of the team every day. You know, we have to take the field with the right intent, whether it's a fastball start period or a walkthrough. That's how we do business, and it's not an uptight thing. It's just hey, you know, we're going to operate a certain way and have a certain standard when we take the field or when we're in meetings, and we've all decided we're going to operate like that, and it's our job as coaches to hold guys accountable when we fall short, and it's a tell them the truth, tell them with love type of approach rather than anything else. Just trying to be the best you can be at all times.
I know you want to run the ball in the red zone, but just looking specifically at your passing offense down there, what are you seeing?
Well, there's a lot of good stuff. I mean, we've converted touchdowns in the passing game in critical situations down there, and that's stuff that you can build off of. When you watch us practice, it's it's not like they're just layups all the time. We're getting great looks from the defense. I think Geno's playing. I mean, again, we've turned it over too many times, and everybody knows that. But like, I think he's playing decisive for the most part. But we just got to keep putting it all together, keep attacking it. I think we've had great plans. We just got to keep going to do it. Keep hammering away. So, but I will say there are some really great stuff in the pass game down there. But the field is limited, and it's just tougher sledding. It's just less space. So, yeah, good stuff.
How have you seen Abe Lucas kind of handle coming back and playing a lot these last couple of weeks?
I think Abe's doing a great job. I know he's probably not 100%. Nobody is at this time of year, but to put himself in this position that he's been able to do over the last 3 years, and now playing good football for us and putting us in a position to win games. Man, I mean, what can you say? What else can you say about the guy? So he looks great.
Another player return question. Uchenna Nwosu, what have you seen since what has he brought to the defense since he's been back?
Well, there's always a little bit of a dynamic when you're not playing, but you're still around the guys. So he's been with us the whole time and leading through his own way. But now that he's out on the field and doing the things that he does and growing back into a full-time type of role, you can feel his personality a little bit more. So just encourage him to keep being him, man. Keep being the guy we love. When you get out there, go play 1,000 miles an hour, and we'll follow you.
What are the conversations like with you and Grubb in terms of DK? The times when they try to get him involved, but also accepting that he is going to be doubled and stuff.
Well, yeah, that's something that we're always working through that. I think our process throughout the week is pretty cool, and saying, hey, that's how it's designed to try to get you the rock, and sometimes it works out that way. Sometimes it doesn't, and just kind of move and shift. But this guy, obviously, you want to get him involved as early and often as possible, and we'll just keep trying to figure out ways to make him come alive and let him do the stuff he does the best.
And on their final touchdown on Sunday night, was that a coverage breakdown?
No, it was just a great throw and catch by them. Actually, I thought the guys played the heck out of that play. Talking about the one in the back line? Yeah.
You may have already answered this, but where did you get the phrase chasing edges?
Just kind of just came up with it. It's a mentality of like the margin of victory in our league is so tight, and just little things here or there, really, I believe those are the things that are going to put you over the top. So much rather have that mentality than chase anybody else.
Anything else? Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, guys.